I decided to postpone the wedding over a comment my fiancé made about my scar. I'm 28 and have had a visible scar along the side of my neck for over 6 years. It's not small, but I've made peace with it. It's from an accident I went through in my early 20s. Most people either don't comment or are kind about it. I've never been made to feel weird about it until I got engaged. My fiancé, 30, is generally charming and outgoing, but since we started dating, he's made jokes about my scar. At first, I brushed it off. He would say things like how he's kissed every inch of my body, except the scarred part, or that my face was like a beautiful painting, interrupted by a child's doodle. He always said it with a grin, like he was trying to flirt or tease, and when I told him I didn't appreciate it, he insisted he was being affectionate in his own way, and that he loved me regardless. We got engaged last year and have been planning our wedding since January. Most of the work fell on me: venue, catering, flowers, and coordinating the guest list. I was doing the running around while he mostly watched and gave opinions when asked. It was stressful, but I kept telling myself that this is normal. He'll step up when it matters, but that didn't happen. Instead, the scar jokes got worse. 2 weeks ago, we were at his parents' house talking about last-minute wedding details. His dad was joking about how lucky his son was to land someone who handles everything, and his mom was showing me photos from a bridal event. We were just wrapping up when my fiancé chuckled and said, "Well, I'm marrying her, minus the scar." It was said casually, with a laugh, like it was just another one of his jokes. I froze. I looked around and no one said anything. His mom sort of smiled like it was awkward, but didn't speak up. I just got up and walked out. I drove home alone and ignored his calls the rest of the night. The next day, we fought. I told him the comment was out of line, especially in front of his parents. He said I was overreacting, that it wasn't a big deal, and that he was obviously joking. When I said I was thinking about postponing the wedding, he called me insane and said I was making drama where there was none. The conversation didn't get better. His mom got involved and said that maybe I was still traumatized about the scar and should talk to someone, and that the issue wasn't her son, it was me. She went on about how I should be lucky that someone loved me despite the obvious. I blocked her number after that. I packed an overnight bag and stayed at a friend's apartment. I didn't tell him where I was. I needed space, but that turned into more chaos. He showed up at my job the next morning holding flowers and making a scene, asking me to come back home. My boss had to step in and ask him to leave. He texted me all day afterward, alternating between sweet messages and calling me immature. The following evening, I went back to our apartment to get more clothes. He was there waiting. The second I walked in, he tried to hug me. I told him I needed space and didn't want to talk, but he kept pushing. I finally told him flat out I was postponing the wedding. Not canceling yet, but postponing. He lost it. He knocked over a chair, threw the flowers he'd brought the day before, and shouted that I was humiliating him. I grabbed my keys and walked back out. I stayed at a hotel that night and called my maid of honor to let her know I'd be pausing everything. That weekend, I went to my sister's place out of town to clear my head. While I was there, the venue manager called and said someone had called trying to cancel the booking. My name was on everything, so they didn't let it go through, but they warned me. I checked and saw he'd also emailed the florist and the caterer saying plans had changed. I went back to the city that Monday with my sister, picked up my dog from our apartment, and left for good. I filed paperwork to separate the lease, and I've changed the wedding website to a private status. The dress is boxed up in my sister's closet. The scar is still there, but so am I, and I don't need a partner who thinks it's a punchline.